So we're here today with three of our students from FFA that want to talk a little bit about FFA as a whole and also some of the competitions and other things outside of the classroom that we don't always see. So let's start with some introductions.
I'm Case Kazarek. I'm the vice president of our FFA chapter.
I'm Bailey Foss and I'm the president.
And I'm Lucy Shell and I'm the reporter.
So first, if you three could just talk to us about just FFA. And there's a lot of misconceptions about what FFA is from kids that are not in FFA.
So there's three main components that go into being a part of FFA. First one is the classroom. So there's 5 classes you take. You start with AF&R, which is Ag, Food, Natural Resources, and that's just kind of like your basic stuff. You learn the basis of everything. It gives you like the layout. Then you can go to anything after that. Livestock is what I took, so you learn, it's like kind of like a science anatomy class, but instead of human anatomy, it's livestock anatomy, and you learn about all kinds of stuff with animals. Next is ag mechanics. That one is like engines and man-made stuff. We learn all kinds of stuff about, like, you take apart small engines, you do electrical circuits, all that kind of stuff. Then ag business is a business class where it's like, it's basically a business class, it's CCP class through Sinclair. And then there's ag capstone, which is your own study.
And then the next part is CDEs. It's career development events, and people all like sometimes think it's just like animals and stuff, but we actually do a number of different things. So right now we're doing livestock judging, and we've recently placed top 10 in 2 different contests. And we also do job interview and then food science, and we also do soil judging. And there's all kinds of different contests. Like if you're interested in something, just ask Miss Martin and she will take you there. Because there's also public speaking, which we had a student do for the first time in a long time this year, and there's just endless opportunities.
And then the third thing is something that everyone in the FA has to do. It's called your SAE, which is Student Supervised Agriculture Experience, right? And so it's a project that you do throughout the whole year. And so, for example, mine, I have 2. I take care of my own chickens at my house. I feed them, water them, collect their eggs every day, and then I document my experience, what I do, take pictures, stuff like that. And then my second one is I work at my neighbor's pig farm, and so I help feed and I clean their pens. And through all of these experiences, you document everything that you do, and then at the end of the year, then that's your project. You get a grade for it. And everyone has to do it. You can choose anything. You can do you can make a garden, you could have an animal, you could take care of your dog, stuff like that. And then you just have to make sure you document everything throughout the whole year.
So you guys talked about competitions, and I know you guys have some during the school day that you guys miss a lot of school, then you also have some on the weekends. So just talk to us, like, what happens at an FFA competition?
So at livestock judging and soil judging, those are run pretty similarly. They're divided into, livestock judging is divided into different classes. So there's 2 sets of each animal, which is pigs, sheep, goats, and cows. And you just have to judge them based on different kinds of aspects. So sometimes it can be their skeletal structure, it can be the amount of muscle, size, all kinds of stuff like that. And at soil judging, it's the same kind of way, but instead of judging livestock, you're judging soil, and you have to get into a pit, and you have to ribbon out the soil, judge the depth of the topsoil, all kinds of stuff like that. And that's those are 2 similar ones, and there's those other ones.
And at job interview, so you arrive there and they give you a job application form that you have to fill out. And you have like a certain set amount of time, and then after that you go to your interview, and it's usually a panel of like 3 or 4 judges that ask you a bunch of questions, and then after that they take you to a room where you write a follow-up letter. And is it a cover letter?
Yeah, cover letter.
Yeah, and so you have to fill that out and then put it in an envelope with like an address and stuff, and then that's basically all that you do at there. And then
also, for the job interview, everyone in the FFA has to do the interview here. So we do like kind of a mock interview, and then whoever wins in your like age group or like division here, then we'll go on to compete at the actual competition. So even if you don't go to competition, you still get a lot of good experience of interviews, stuff like that.
Talk to us a little bit about the competitions, because I know there's some local ones and you guys have some preliminaries coming up, and then it gets into state and nationals. So what does that look like to kind of move through the ranks, so to speak?
So it starts mostly with like, especially live-side judging. There's a lot of invitationals. It's kind of like track meets or wrestling meets. You go through like the regular season where you're just doing invitationals, and then it gets to like the postseason, you would call it in sports, where you start at a state preliminary where anyone can go, and then the top 10 teams and top 10 individuals move on to state finals. And there, but depending on how you rank, you get to go to a certain national meet. So like the first seed gets to go to like the national FFA convention meet, and like maybe the 7th seed goes to one in Phoenix, or the 5th goes to one in Oklahoma, all kinds of stuff like that.
That's really cool. And then the last thing is, while some kids at the end of the year, they're kind of dialing down a little bit and it's more of a relaxing season, this is the season for you guys that really ramps up.
Yeah.
So talk to us about, in the spring, especially with FFA students, what all do you guys have going on?
So aside from live-side judging, we are about to go to state convention. That's basically everyone in FFA in Ohio like comes together in Columbus, and it's basically a 2-day thing, and we just get awarded a bunch of things. So we have 3 officers that did books. So the secretary, the reporter, and the treasurer all filled out a book of like data and like details that we do
Throughout the whole year.
Yeah, throughout the whole like 2025 or 2024 year.
Yeah.
And they all got gold this year, which is really good. So they'll be awarded, like they get to go up on the big stage and receive an award from the state officer. And it's a big gold pin that goes on their jacket. And we also have, do we have anyone with state degrees?
Eli?
Yeah, we have one member that got their state degree this year, which is a very good, big achievement. And so he'll also be awarded that at state convention.
Okay. Anything else that you guys would like to throw out there?
I just want to say that people often think that FFA is just for like farm kids, like stereotypical, like raise animals, do 4-H, show them at the fair. No, it's definitely not that. We teach a lot of life skills, including job interview, and there's just endless opportunities, honestly, of what you can do in FFA. So don't be afraid. If you think it's just for like farm kids, it's definitely not.
And it's so fun. Like everything we do is so fun. Like most of my like really really good friends I have are in the FFA. I don't know. It's just such like a good family like community. Is all of us.
And we get to miss a lot of school.
Yeah.
And we get food every time we miss school.
Every
so
time.
That's also a plus.
Well, thank you guys so much, and best of luck this spring.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.